Based on the current state of the economy as a whole, I believe Bitcoin should be worth $1 million by 2024. That means my guess is 2024 and $1 million. That's how things look. After the God candle comes the Omega candle. A $10,000 green God candle has been on our minds every day for a while now. Every day an Omega candle is $100,000 green. So when Bitcoin goes up by $100,000 or $1 million, on January 3rd, the CEO and Big Bitcoin, Samson the Bull Mow thinks that in 2024, Bitcoin will be worth a huge $1 million per coin. Mow's very optimistic view of the most important digital asset depends on a big supply shock, which he thinks is coming soon. Mow doesn't care about how the cryptocurrency is doing right now because he thinks the move to $1 million could happen in just a few days if his Omega candle predictions come true. Mow says that the Omega candle is the better version of the God candle. The price of this candle could go up by up to $100,000 all at once. Along with the rise in demand from ETFs and the upcoming halving event, Mow also thinks that nation-states will buy more Bitcoin. In fact, Mow's most important piece of advice for individual investors is to use Bitcoin before governments do it. As the CEO of Jan 3rd, a Bitcoin-focused company that wants to speed up the process of hyper-Bitcoinization, Mow's main job is to orange pill top government officials in countries and regions around the world. Mow says that many nation-states are interested in Bitcoin but need bigger price gains to get on board, which he talks about in an interview with Bram Kanstein. Thank goodness some of that drive came back when the US Securities and Exchange Commission approved a few spot Bitcoin ETFs. Mow thinks that these countries and autonomous regions like Madeira just need a little more push in the form of big price increases to join in. They will go up even more as the event to halves approaches and more big investors join through BlackRock's IBIT and other Bitcoin ETFs. He says Mow thinks that when countries start buying, things will get really crazy and Bitcoin could reach $1 million per coin. Here are some clips from the interview. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications to get more videos like this. Thanks and have fun with the video. Approval of the ETFs is actually a big deal for states that want to use them. Because that means Bitcoin is fine now, right? Sometimes when we talk to people, this subject comes up, Bitcoin is dangerous, but it's not really because thieves and hackers still use it, etc. Now, though, we can say that the world's biggest asset manager has an ETF along with 10 others. It changes the conversation and ends it right away, which is a very powerful tool we can use to orange tilt nations. Do you know that we work with a lot of countries? So far, we've talked about Colombia, Suriname, Madeira, Montenegro, and Prospera, which is not a country, but a special economic zone. There are a lot of countries we work with, and we haven't even talked about all of them yet. All those have been taken out, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And I believe that as the price of Bitcoin rises, the ETFs become more stable, and the ETFs start their advertising campaigns, it will become that was a really tough time. But we started to see some re-engagement again even before we got back to these levels. So that's why we got together at the end of 2023. If Bitcoin does reach 0.1M or more, though, I'm sure that many more countries will want to join and try to figure out what to do. I think I posted a picture that someone else made, but I can't remember who it was. I just hit repost picture, but it didn't tag the guy, so I lost it. But it was a calculation of how much exchange Bitcoin is left, about 1.4M. And how long it would take for current ETF demand to use that up. And it took about 80 days, which fits with the idea of halving. This means that all the Bitcoin that was traded is now gone because the supply has been cut in half. Seeing these numbers is very interesting. The Veblen effect is the next thing. I think it's money for flashy things. Since luxury goods are a sign of wealth, the more expensive they are, the more people value them. And that's what makes it fancy. It looks like we already proved that the Veblen effect works on Bitcoin, which is a shame because it was proven when we went down. People didn't want to buy it when we went down. 15K is a terrible amount of money. Is it true that no one wants that ugly Bitcoin? The fact that it works now shows that it will work when the price goes up. When Bitcoin hits 0.1M or 0.5M, it will be a very, very good deal. It's also connected to the gold market cap in a psychological way. Since it's 0.25M or 0.5M, we're worth more than the gold market cap. BTC will then be worth more than gold. That's when the new campaign for the ETF starts. This is the fresh gold. That makes Bitcoin more stable, which will make people want it even more. A lot of well-known crypto experts, analytics firms, and other crypto-focused groups agree with Mow that Bitcoin will be very strong in 2024. Recent news stories say that Franklin B., a partner at the California-based hedge fund Pantera Capital, thinks Bitcoin is ready to take advantage of $500 billion worth of opportunities in 2024 in the decentralized finance sector. Franklin wrote in a note that technological unlocks and macro trends are coming together to make a breakthrough moment for DeFi on Bitcoin. With Bitcoin as its base, a decentralized financial system may finally be on the way. it has as much or more potential than DeFi on Ethereum right now, though it is developing in a different way. Franklin added that the Ethereum blockchain network has historically been the most popular for DeFi. However, Bitcoin is currently riding a wave of positive market sentiment that makes it a strong candidate to be the most popular network for the next generation of DeFi applications and opportunities. Franklin also said that DeFi apps are worth between $72 billion and $450 billion. These are now up for grabs for Bitcoin. Of course, that will lead to more network development and a quick rise in the price of the most popular cryptocurrency. More parts of Mow's interview are shown below. He talks about macro trends this time and how they will help the Bitcoin and crypto bull market in 2024. For Bitcoiners, this is fixed by Bitcoin, and this is true for many things. Bitcoin makes a lot of things better. It stops inflation. It makes the base of money stable. It also fixes what could be bad governance. That's the reason we say it. It sounds like a band-aid. Many things in the world depend on our money system, so Bitcoin really does fix a lot of these problems. We can trade with each other and become experts in different areas, which is a big part of how civilization works as a whole. And we can do that because we have the idea or structure of money which lets us trade our time and value with each other. So when that system is tainted in central banks, governments and other groups can change it, everything falls apart. And this is how the world is right now. This is why Bitcoin makes so many things better. I guess the answer is that Bitcoin is important because it fixes an important part of society and civilization. Fiat money is a bit like a safety blanket. It makes you feel safe when you hold it, but it doesn't really protect you from anything. In fact, it could hurt you. When that safety net is taken away, though, you're suddenly forced to take care of things like your own money. For people who grew up putting their money in the bank to keep it safe, this is like a strange idea. When you lived in the 1900s, you might have kept your gold bars and coins in your own safe. That idea that I need to be responsible and keep my own money for myself is just strange to me now. The Fed is considering making a change. What can you say about that? So they have to change direction, right? Coins that people own tend to go through cycles that are very similar to us election cycles, but we can talk about that other time. It has to do with a lot of problems with government, but when the new government takes over, they will be able to do things, but they need to give people free stuff again before the elections. To get the vote, they need to make people happy, and they're willing to give up the future to do it. So that means more QE. On a different note, former US President Donald Trump shocked the whole cryptocurrency world earlier this week when he told Fox News that Bitcoin has become too popular and will likely need new rules. This is not a direct endorsement of Bitcoin, but it is the most recent thing Trump has done that looks like he does. The former US president has always been against cryptocurrencies, and he just recently said again that he doesn't like central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. He did this because he thinks that a digital dollar would give the federal government complete control over people's money. Last time Trump was on Fox News with Laura Ingraham, he seemed to have become more open to cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin. Laura asked Trump if he thought that adopting Bitcoin would be a good idea since it's decentralized, not controlled by the government, and beloved by young people.